Hello, my name's John and thank you for watching this video. It's part of a series of videos to help you to play scales in an interesting and musical way, with tips along the way. This video is going to help you to play the C major scale. And you may know already that the C major scale just consists of white notes on the piano. Some people play it like this to me. And of course, even though that's the right notes, it doesn't sound very musical. There isn't much shape to it, there isn't much smoothness, there isn't a clarity of line. So what we want to try and do today is look at the correct notes, but to establish a really good fingering pattern as well. This is what everybody would recommend. So that was a C major scale with the right hand for 1 octave. I went thumb, second, third, thumb on the F, second, third, fourth, little, and then I came down using exactly the same fingers, third on the E. So what I did on the way up, I did on the way down. If I wanted to go twice as far and play 2 octaves, the fingering I used in the first octave, I'd use exactly the same in the second octave, it wouldn't change. So I'd go 1, 2, 3, thumb again, 2, 3, 4, thumb again, 2, 3, thumb again, 2, 3, 4. Now because it's a top note, I'm just going to use my little finger. I come down using exactly the same fingers, third finger over there, fourth finger over there, and third finger again. And if I wanted to do 3 octaves or 4 octaves, I'd use exactly the same fingering. I'd go up to my third finger, and then I'd alternate by going up to my fourth finger. Alternate again, third finger, fourth finger, and so on, just to the end of the scale. The left hand is exactly the same, going to your third finger and then using your fourth finger. So with the left hand I'd start with my little finger, third finger over, fourth finger over, third finger over, and then going down the same. So I go to my third finger, then I pop my thumb underneath, go to my fourth finger, my thumb goes underneath again, third finger, my thumb goes underneath, and then I go all the way to the end. So just to remind you then, whatever fingering we use for the first octave, whether for the right hand or for the left hand, we'll always use that fingering for subsequent octaves. It's the same if we want to go with both hands together in similar motion as well. The fingering isn't going to change, it stays exactly the same. So if I do it for 1 octave, I could then go on to 2 octaves. But it might be that you just think, oh, I can't really combine the hands, they're changing at different times, it's confusing. In which case it's better just to do a little bit and get it right so that your finger memory, your muscle memory, really does take hold and you know exactly what's going on just by doing it subconsciously in the end. You'd have to think about it a lot in a methodical and slow way to start with, but eventually if you're using the same systematic fingering each time, it becomes a lot easier. So if we're doing it slowly and practicing it slowly, we could go perhaps the first 3 notes to start with and really get used to that. And then maybe after a few minutes you think, well, I'll go for the extra notes. And of course my right hand is just going to go thumb under. And then just down. And after maybe a few minutes of doing that, you might want to try and do an extra note. Just being very careful about which fingers we're using and making sure that we're using the same fingering, the same correct fingering every time. And of course you can carry on doing an extra note, 6, 7 notes, but once you've done 8 notes, the octave, then it gets a lot easier. That's similar motion scales. If we wanted to do a contra motion scale, again we're focusing on what we've done already, there's nothing new. The C major right hand, remember, went like this. If we're doing in contra motion, the left hand will be a mirror image of what the left hand is doing. So just as the right hand went up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So the left hand will go down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then as the right hand came down, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So the left hand ascends, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. As I play it, just make sure that you see that the fingers I'm using are the same in both hands, like this. So there's a slight difference between contra motion scales and similar motion scales, of course, in the fingering, in that when we're doing contra motion scales for C major, your thumbs go together every time, and your middle fingers went together every time. Watch again. When I come to my middle finger, have a good look. So my middle fingers have gone together. Middle fingers have gone together. Coming back in is exactly the same. Middle fingers have gone together. Middle fingers have gone together. And that's the same with C major in similar motion. The thumbs don't go together very often, just on the tonic note, we can call it the first note of the scale. But when we're doing lots of scales, you will find that the middle fingers go together every time. Have a look. Middle fingers have gone together. Thumbs don't go together there, but middle fingers go together again. Now I've gone to a C, which was my starting note, so my thumbs do go together there. Middle fingers go together here. Thumbs don't go together here, but my middle fingers do go together. And I've got the top note, I come down, middle fingers go together. Middle fingers go together. My thumbs go together here because that was the starting note, the tonic we can call it. My middle fingers go together here. Middle fingers go together on the E. And then my thumb and my little finger end the scale there. So that's some ideas about how to play C major as a similar motion scale and as a contra motion scale, paying quite good attention to what the notes are and what the fingering is as well. Of course, sometimes you don't want to just be looking at what the scales are in the syllabus, you want to make your own up, and that's something I encourage lots of people to do, because if we're just doing what's thousands and thousands of people do around the world, that's okay, but it's good to be creative and do something a little bit different as well. And for my pupils, sometimes I might get them to play an octave together, but sometimes then I'll get them to play maybe the right hand twice as fast. So the right hand is going to play 2 octaves, whilst the left hand is going to play 1 octave at the same time. Or it might be I get someone to play 3 octaves in one hand and 1 octave in the left hand. There's so many different ways of playing a scale, so I would encourage you to have a look at making your own types of scales up, but always make sure the fingering and the notes are correct. There are many more resources that you could look at on my website, which is nuneatamusiclessons.co.uk, and there's a page called Playing Scales. If you want to have a look at that, there'll be things you can print off to help you in your practice and ideas to think about either when you are practicing them or when you're just walking or driving the car or doing anything really. So thank you for watching this. Don't forget to play in a methodical way, slowly, making sure all the fingerings are correct and making sure all the notes are good too. And that way you'll be playing scales in an increasingly musical way. Thank you for watching.